In the ancient world, before the rise of medicine as we know it, before the sterilized white lights of clinics and the precise language of biochemistry, there were stories. Stories that carried truths too complex or too poetic to be captured by equations. Among those, few stories shine as golden as the tale of honey, a food so cherished, so potent, that it was said to be offered to the gods themselves atop Mount Olympus. And in a world where myth often walks hand in hand with reality, honey stands as a rare example of a food that has lived up to both its legendary status and its scientific promise. To the ancient Greeks, honey wasn't just a sweet treat. It was a substance of reverence, closely tied to the divine. They believed it was the food of the gods, a golden elixir that flowed not only into the mouths of mortals, but onto altars, into rituals, and through the ink of poets. Zeus himself, ruler of Olympus, was said to have been fed honey as an infant by the nymphs who raised him in secret. To feed a future god, nothing less would do. And who could argue? There's something otherworldly about honey, the way it captures sunlight in its amber depths, the way it never spoils, never dies, as if time itself refuses to touch it. For centuries, honey was more than food. It was medicine, it was offering, it was symbol. It appeared in sacred rites, in the rites of burial, in the language of love and healing. Ancient physicians like Hippocrates prescribed it for wounds, for coughs, for fevers. The Greeks bathed in it, preserved fruits in it, and celebrated it in song and verse. In their mythology, the bees who made honey were messengers between the mortal world and the realm of gods, weaving something divine from the flowers of the earth. But while myths can be enchanting, science offers us a different lens, one that doesn't replace the story, but deepens it. Today, we understand that honey is not just folklore wrapped in sweetness. It's a natural marvel packed with bioactive compounds. Antioxidants like flavonoids and phenolic acids give honey a powerful edge in the battle against oxidative stress, which is essentially the rusting of our cells over time. By neutralizing free radicals, these compounds slow the march of aging and reduce our risk for diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and cardiovascular conditions. In a very real way, honey is a defense against the forces that seek to unravel us, an edible shield forged by bees and offered freely by nature. And then there's the wonder of its origin. Each drop of honey is the result of tireless cooperation between thousands of bees, each one visiting tens of thousands of blossoms to extract nectar. That nectar is then transformed through enzymatic alchemy and stored in honeycomb cells, sealed in wax as if to say, "This is sacred, protect it." What emerges is more than sugar. It's a living artifact, a taste of place. Honey is different depending on where it's made: lavender fields in France, orange groves in California, wildflowers in the Balkans. Each type carries a signature, a fingerprint of its environment, its history, its ecology. Unlike so many processed modern foods, honey comes to us with minimal human interference. It doesn't require refining. It doesn't need additives. It doesn't even need refrigeration. Its natural composition, low water content, and acidic pH makes it one of the only foods that truly never spoils. Archaeologists have even found jars of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs, still perfectly preserved after thousands of years. What other food can make that claim? What other substance bridges myth and time so effortlessly? Even in our modern world, with all our advancements and our endless shelves of artificial options, we keep coming back to honey. We stir it into tea when our throats are sore, we drizzle it over yogurt, we bake it into bread that reminds us of home. And somewhere deep in our collective memory, we remember, this is not just sweetener. This is ceremony. This is gift. This is legacy. So when we dip a spoon into a jar of honey, we aren't just feeding our bodies, we're connecting with something older, something wiser. We're tasting what the gods were said to have savored, and what science now confirms as one of nature's most potent offerings. Honey may come in humble jars, but its story is anything but small. It is legend and medicine. It is beauty and power. It is, in every sense of the word, divine.